right, Haynes King, senior quarterback for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Welcome to the Heisman Trophy Podcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You know, Georgia Tech is 7-0 for the first time since 1966. What's the mood like with the team after that big win over Duke? And what are the coaches telling you ahead of the game with Syracuse on Saturday?
I mean, it's full of excitement, but at the same time, we know that we haven't really played a complete game yet. So we're still out there trying to find ways to play a full four-quarter game, offense, defense, and special teams. So that's our goals. And then, coming in this game, with what happened last year versus Syracuse as well. So we know that they have a really good staff, that they're going to be coming for us and going to give us our best shot. So we also got to give them our best shot.
The team won 7 games each of the last 2 seasons. What do you think is the main difference for the team this year that it's starting out so strong?
I'd just say, just willing ourselves to win, finding ways to win, different scenarios. You're going to go through adversity, but how do you respond? How do you overcome it as a team and stay together? And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences right now. I know that we're a pretty mature and older team. We have a lot of seniors this year, a lot of guys that, been through stuff and also seen it done the right way as well, and just kind of know what's going on, and then the belief and trust within each other to get the job done and never really, waver, and just keep trusting and building that camaraderie and just keep fighting,
Is this start something that you expected in your head when you visualized the season and how it played out? Or do you think that it was just a big variable and it's kind of things have bounced your way? Or what's your take on this start?
I mean, obviously, it's a very good start, but that's what we expected as a team. That is how we trained, is how we prepared. And we believe that this team could do things such as this. And like I said, it just kind of goes through the belief and trust and what we went through this all season and stuff like that. And it's just kind of shown up numerous times on how we respond, how we go through adversity, how we never really waver and just keep fighting.
This year, you're running the ball more than ever. Was that something that was in the plans, or have things just kind of worked out that way?
I'd say things just kind of worked out that way. They already know, all the coaches know that, I really do anything for this team, just put them in the best situation possible. If that's me throwing it, running it, or handing it off, whatever it is. And like I said, that just is a testament to what this team is about, just finding ways to win, will ourselves to win.
You've had so many injuries during your career, but you just soldier on. USA Today just recently called you the toughest player in college football. It's a great moniker, but what keeps you going despite the pain?
Really just family, teammates, and really God. Obviously you want to make your family proud and just give your all each and every game. That's really what makes my parents proud of what I do and who I am. And then teammates, just fighting as hard as I can for the brother next to me. And because I know that they'll do the same, and then, give all glory to God as well.
You have a much deserved reputation as a dual threat quarterback, but what's an underrated part of your game? What's something that you're proud that you've developed over the course of your career that maybe doesn't get talked about that much?
Really just operating it as at a high level, taking what the defense gives you. I've progressed as a quarterback doing that. First year here, probably turned the ball over a lot, throwing a lot of picks, and then with last season only having 2, I know I was out 2 games, and then really couldn't throw the other 2, but still just ending that season with 2 picks as well, just taking care of the ball, and then, like I said, just operating at a high level, giving the team the best chance possible, just putting the ball in play.
If you could steal one trait from any quarterback that you've faced who's playing right now, footwork, eyesight, pocket feel, whatever, which trait would that be, and how do you think it would change your ceiling?
Probably like Pat Mahomes, just the way that he can extend plays and still make plays down the field. He does a really good job doing that as well. And I mean, I also train with Jeff Christian, so that helps out a lot. A little bias there.
Yeah, for sure. You hail from Longview, Texas, where you were an Under Armour All-American. What was your recruiting process like?
Uh, coming out of high school, it was pretty good. I guess you say somewhat highly recruited athlete coming out of Longview. Uh, Ended up choosing A&M, and then was there, tried it out, for 3 years. Graduated from there, and just felt like it wasn't working out there, and just wanted to try something new. And then, you know, um, when I entered the portal, not a lot of, like, I guess you'd say, Power Four teams wanted me. I got, I guess you say, somewhat labeled as broken or bust or whatever it is. But I believed in this staff and what Coach Key, Coach Buster, and Coach Winky believed in me, and that this is the place that I wanted to be, and the people I wanted to be around.
You mentioned Chris Winkie, a Heisman Trophy winner. This is the 25th anniversary of his Heisman winning season. What kind of lessons have you learned from him so far?
Oh, a whole lot. He has lessons for days, and the way that he coaches is really amazing, and it's really the one of the main reasons why my game has progressed like it has. He does a really good job of making things black and white, and, and playing quarterback, and it's just like I said, he has numerous amount of lessons to learn, and ways he's teaching it, and the reasons of why he's doing it. And like I said, I've learned a really a whole lot from him. The 3 seasons that I've been here.
Coach Wenke was the oldest player to win the Heisman Trophy. He was 28 when he won the Heisman. He had a stint playing baseball, so that's why that happened. You're in your sixth season of college football. You're one of the old guys, I'm sure, on the team, maybe if not the oldest. What are some of the advantages of being an older guy playing college football?
Well, one, I guess you said I couldn't quite catch Coach Winky in the age. I tried, I gave it my best shot, but
Valiant effort.
you definitely gain an advantage. You've been there, done it. You've seen a lot of things happen: the goods, the bads, the uglies, stuff like that, and that's just things that you can learn from, lessons that you can learn from. Yeah, you went through a lot. Sometimes you'd rather learn from others rather than go through it yourself. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, that it's still obstacles that you learn from and overcame, and that's really, I guess you'd say, why I'm here today.
Sometimes you might have a teammate, I guess, this year who's like as much as 6 years younger than you. Is it harder to relate to people who are like basically in another generation on your same team?
Not necessarily, because we have a really good locker room here. Guys kind of all wired the same way, kind of all fighting for the same goal as well, and just it's a really great locker room that we have here, and everybody gets along, and it doesn't matter. I'm talking people the same age as me or 6 years younger. I feel like we get along well, and I mean it even goes to show, even in our QB room. As young as Grady coming in, and they joke around all the time, but we still go grab food or whatever, and link like that, and get to know each other. And like I said, it's just the type of people that we have here at Georgia Tech, and in that locker room makes it everything a lot easier.
This day and age, there are so many examples of players doing interesting things. One thing I thought was interesting with you was your children's book titled Haynes King, A Hell of a Quarterback, available at shopexit56.com. Tell me about how that project came about.
Andy, he ended up finding my mom, I think, last year versus Miami during that game. He got to know her, and reached out, and they got to talking, and my mom told me as well. And then, we all thought it was a really good, thing to do. It was different, and, just almost kind of giving back, and encouraging, young kids to read and stuff like that.
Yeah, my plan is to actually, I'm going to read from the book as your intro because it pretty much has a good bio for you for the beginning. You graduated from Texas A&M back in 2022 in business management. Now you're majoring in history, technology, and society. Tell me about that major. What's that all about?
Uh, I guess you'd say in the title, it kind of explains majority of that.
Yeah.
And really, I'm kind of in there taking, I guess you'd say, more focus towards like sports and stuff like that. But I'm also doing it kind of part of the Grad X program, taking internships
Hmm.
while taking undergraduate classes as well. Trying to do that and learn through internships, doing that while playing football, and it just kind of helps out as well, making connections.
Yeah.
And the connections that you can get from Georgia Tech is really and truly like genuine 40-year connections.
Yeah. Depending on how football ends up, what are your plans in the sport, whether it's playing or coaching and or commenting, or do you have any ideas about what you might want to do in the future?
I mean, obviously, I want to play as long as I can. But when that gig's up, I'm probably going to end up coaching. I've been around the game my whole life. Dad still coaches. Pretty much grew up in the locker room. So I'd probably say just getting in the sport, getting back into it, and going the coaching route.
Well, Haynes King, thanks for coming on the Heisman Trophy Podcast. Enjoy talking to you. You're off to a great start again. Congrats on that. Good luck against Syracuse, and good luck the rest of the year.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.